Hello, everyone, and welcome to Mother Knows Best, Barstool's only mother podcast.
Ooh! You threw the only.
It is.
It sure is.
Yeah. The one and only
The one and only
mother podcast.
mother podcast. The best mother podcast.
Yes. Even though there are mothers here.
There sure are mothers here.
Kate's a mother, but she has a duo on her podcast,
On her
right?
broadcast.
On her like this. Okay.
Oh, good. Nothing in my teeth.
And I thought you had lipstick on right here.
I've started to wear lipstick.
I know. I noticed that.
Somebody sent me some. No, I got it for free from Sephora because I bought a bunch of eye patches. I went and stocked up, and they're like, "Here's your free gift." Actually, I got your points. I redeemed your points from Sephora.
Are you kidding?
No, it was a lot of them.
Alex, I know.
Yep. I said,
I was waiting for something good to come along.
I got something good.
Oh my God.
They had Charlotte Tilbury's lipstick, which I ironically been wanting to try. And the girl said, "Do you want to redeem your points for this?" And I was like, "I would love to."
What'd you do? Put in my phone number?
I always put in your phone number. I use your phone number at CVS and Walgreens,
Oh my God.
at Ulta, at Sephora. I think that's it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That is such a, okay, I'm just going to say, that's like not a millennial move. That's a millennial move.
That's a child in general move.
That's a daughter move. Take your mother's points.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need to write that down, actually.
Thank God you don't have my Neiman's account.
No, I would burn a hole through your Neiman's account.
You would definitely take all my things that I get there too.
So for the longest time I wore the same lip gloss. I always wore L'Oreal Bloom lip gloss from Walgreens.
Which I like that.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's $7.99 and it lasts all day. Mm-hmm. But then I was like, yeah, you stare at yourself on camera so much, and I'm like, I could afford a little bit of lip color. So,
You think that about yourself. The older you get, your lips lose color. They lose fullness and color, but definitely color.
Oh, I remember one of your friends, or no, maybe it's Granny, but somebody's always like, "Let me put my lips on." Like, you don't have to have your face on, but they're like, "Let me put my lips on," and they won't leave the house without lip gloss or lipstick.
Yeah.
I think that maybe I've seen that in movies.
No, I have friends that do that. Joni does that. I mean, my mom definitely does that.
I need my lips.
Yeah, gotta have my lips.
I love it, so I'm starting to do that. Like,
Yeah.
if I have like a sweatsuit on, I'm like, I'll put lips on.
That's good.
Okay, so speaking of the best mother podcast, what?
You have to have lips and eyebrows.
Got to put your brows on.
I mean, if you don't, like, dye them or something. I got to dye mine.
Dye your eyebrows?
Yeah, because, like, if you have just lips on and you have blonde eyebrows and everything's disappeared, you just look like your lips.
I have a eyebrow recommendation.
Okay.
Well, I don't know what it's called. Well, okay, so I used to pay to get my eyebrows dyed.
Uh-huh.
And then it's expensive.
Yeah.
It's like $70 every time, and it doesn't last that long.
Right.
So
you
then
mean dyed or shaped also?
Dyed, just dyed.
Okay, just dyed. That's high for being just dyed.
Yeah. So then I Googled eyebrow dye that was like vegan, and I get it from Target, and I think it's like $14.99. It literally lasts a year because there's so much in it. But I put it on my eyebrows and my eyelashes for 10 minutes, and boom, done.
I need it on my eyelashes, but I'm afraid to do that myself because it could be damaging to your eyes, right?
But that's why I get like the vegan one, because I'm like, how bad can it be? I mean, it's like getting sauce in your eye.
We need to tell the brand. I get the one that like Goody. I got one from that does the eyebrows, but it doesn't last that long. I mean, it lasts about 3 months. That's a lie. About a month or two.
I'm not kidding you. This is like a year. I've had it since I moved to New York, and I still have plenty left. It probably lasts 2 years.
You mean, okay, not on your face. The box lasts that long.
Yeah, you got to do it every 2 weeks. Like,
Yes.
I need to do it right now.
Okay, got it. I was like, mine doesn't last that long.
Oh, no. Are you
Okay.
kidding me? That would be crazy.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, that would be awesome. Speaking of awesome, you know what else is awesome?
What?
Mamitas.
Mamitas is awesome.
Live
Especially
life.
Paloma.
Oh, yes. Well, why don't you, since you've done that, why don't you tell us the flavors?
Spicy margarita, tequila sunrise, Paloma, pineapple, mango, and lime.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
And what's your favorite?
Paloma.
Paloma. These things are the absolute best. I actually had a friend text me this weekend, and they were like, I just tried Mamitas for the first time, and it's the best. And I was like, you're welcome. It's a game day seltzer because it has 95 calories, less than 1.5 grams of sugar, and it's naturally gluten-free. We call it the all-day drink. It's the official drink of fall and tailgating.
Yes, and it's real tequila.
Absolutely. It's made with real tequila. Mm-hmm. You can get an 8-pack at Target, Walmart, Jewel Osco, Publix, GoPuff.com, or we will link the store locator. Go pick up a variety pack, put them over ice, hang out with your friends, drink them all day, tailgate, and do all the fall things. I mean, it's like a fall can, too.
Actually, now, I don't know if everybody does this, but when you guys were little, people used in the neighborhood, there'd be like golf carts and all that kind of stuff, or they'd pull wagons.
Yeah.
And the parents would have their little ice chests with them.
Oh, yeah. Of these?
Well, these weren't around when you were little.
Oh, but now.
Yeah, this would be the perfect Halloween.
It's called a Bud Heavy back.
This is the new parent drink. I mean, it is called Mamitas.
That's right.
So it's perfect.
It's perfect for Halloween.
For Halloween.
For trick-or-treating with your kids.
Yeah. Actually, that's true.
No, that was so fun.
I heard an analogy. I'm reading the book Girl Boss.
What's that got to do with Nasty?
Nasty Gal. She's the founder of Nasty Gal.
Yeah.
And she
Didn't
said,
you already read that once?
no, I bought it, but I never read it. But Caroline here was like, you should read it. And I like I like an entrepreneur story, so I'm reading it.
Yeah.
And she's
I did read it, actually.
She said, I'm so ADD, I have the attention span of an eyelash. And I thought that was pretty good.
That's better than a gnat.
A gnat?
I have the attention span of a gnat. That's the saying.
Oh.
So an eyelash, a gnat. I don't know which one's smaller.
I'd rather be an eyelash, and gnats like, get away from me.
Well,
If somebody calls me a gnat, I would be upset. If somebody calls me an eyelash, I think it's kind of pretty.
maybe.
Dainty is a nice way of saying it.
Alex, you're just one big blonde. You're a blonde eyelash.
You sound like a diss.
Yeah.
Are you like trying to insult me?
Well, would you rather be a blonde eyelash or a gnat?
An eyelash. I'm picking anything over. You put a lot of things up against a gnat. I'm picking the other one. I don't want to be a gnat. Like, I've referred to things that are annoying as like a little gnat. Like, get away.
Yeah, because a gnat you want to flick away. An eyelash you want to take and see which finger it ends up on for your wish.
Yeah, you make a wish. It's a good thing.
Yeah.
I actually explicitly remember the only thing I've referred to as a gnat recently was Kirk Minahan during Rough N Rowdy. I remember being like, he reminds me of a gnat because I want him to stop coming and he just keeps coming.
And you want to swat him.
Yeah, I want to swat him out of the air. So like that, when I think of a gnat, I'm like, I want to be an eyelash.
Another saying for that is, he's like flies on shit. How's that one? Is that an Oklahoma saying?
That might be an Oklahoma saying.
It could be a Yellowstone saying.
It could be a Yellowstone. Okay, have you seen Yellowstone?
Yes. Are you kidding?
Have you heard of method acting?
Yes.
Where they try so hard to get into the part.
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing that with Yellowstone because I'm not allowed to watch it Monday through Thursday. So that's when I do method acting. Like I had you over to carve pumpkins and make
Was
pies.
that a Yellowstone thing?
Yeah.
None of that happened on Yellowstone,
But
trust
all
me.
things that they would do on the ranch.
Okay, well, they don't do that on the Yellowstone Ranch.
Yeah, they would definitely make pies.
No one was going to. They have a chef that makes everything, and no one eats a freaking pie on the show.
He would make a pie for
And
sure.
they would throw a pumpkin at someone before they'd carve it.
I think they would do all of these things on the ranch.
They would actually throw the pumpkin at the guy that they just drove down the road and threw out the side of the ditch.
Oh, at the train station? Yeah. No, I think I'm obsessed with it. But you know what it is? I don't really typically like shows that other people, I don't like Game of Thrones, like series like that.
It was so intense.
It's so intense. But the thing about Yellowstone was because I went to Wyoming and I saw it in person, that I felt connected to it. Do you do that, or can you pretty much just watch shows and you like them?
I don't like to watch a lot of shows, but it has to just connect with me somehow. Like, I'm having a hard time getting through Succession. And the only reason I'm watching it is because of the Army Hammer stuff.
Oh.
That's why I'm watching it.
How does that relate to Succession?
Because his aunt said, or someone in his family was like, I can't even watch Succession because it's so real life to me. It nauseates me. Like, I can't watch it.
Is Army Hammer from like a family like that, or what? I don't get it.
Yeah. He's not in the show. Oh. Army Hammer's not in the show.
No, but there's an Army Hammer documentary.
Okay.
That talks about his life and his family that's been out. And then, so I read an interview about the Army Hammer, like, documentary thing and the Hammer family. Mm-hmm. And that's where the aunt, I think it's the aunt, is talking about how it just kept getting worse as it went down the bloodline for them because there was so much abuse and so much bad stuff that she wasn't surprised to find that out about Army Hammer, and that watching Succession was really bad. So I started it. I was like, well, I don't even know why anyone would have a hard time watching this. But the more you watch it, you're like, God, it would be, I imagine theirs was 10 times worse.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
To end up being a cannibal.
Similar big families,
Yeah.
I guess.
Like he wants to eat people, right? Like, so he,
Yeah.
God, and they're all good looking, and everything like all falls into this thing. Poor guy.
Would you let someone eat you?
Do you think he really ate anyone?
Would you let someone eat you?
Alex, no. Why would I? Like, Alex, would you let somebody eat you?
No.
Yeah. I mean, like, What do you like?
Okay, what about this though?
Okay, so we had the wife was on, or
Okay.
his girlfriend, wife, baby mom, or whatever she is, and she was like, it was really scary at times.
'Cause
Not
he
that he
wanted
was
to
going to
eat
eat
her?
her, because he's just got issues.
Clearly.
Yeah, and so now he's doing timeshares like down in the Bahamas. At least he's working, so he can be close to his kids. Yeah, it's all good.
Oh, so you're good with him?
No, I'm not. I'm just saying, poor guy needs some deep counseling.
Well, correct. Yeah, I don't know if you can undo that, but there's 4 of us in this room, and if we got locked in here for the rest of our lives, like a bomb went off.
Oh, yeah, you guys could
I'm
eat me.
screwed. You guys are coming for me immediately.
I do think we would eat you
I
first.
got the most meat. It's fine. I get it. I know my place.
But could you eat someone? I guess we would be in fight or flight mode.
No, I could not eat anyone. Are you kidding me?
Army Hammer, why do you think he has a fetish for eating people?
Well, I haven't watched the documentary yet, but I'll let you know.
You haven't watched it?
I haven't watched the Army Hammer one yet. I went straight to Succession to go, I got to see this, because everyone's like, it's so good. And I'm like, it's kind of gets all over you. You can watch it a little bit and I got to turn it off.
Gross.
It's not, I mean, it's not it's like some things are just too dark. Mm-hmm. And that's sort of that's a mental dark.
You also, what's another documentary you watched? Or no, Meghan and Harry.
Oh, that was the, what's her name? The pretty
Megyn
blonde
Kelly.
Megyn Kelly interview with the guy who wrote the book about Meghan and Harry.
And it talks about how Meghan had her sights on Harry long before and found his friends and was like, I want you to introduce me to him.
Yeah.
I think that'll be interesting.
Yeah, it's a great interview.
Do you know, so it's just, so what do people Google to find it?
It's Megyn Kelly's podcast on
Okay.
Spotify, or I listen to it on Apple Podcast.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so today's interview. Wait, what are you going to be for Halloween?
I don't know yet.
Okay.
I did try on Beth, and I didn't look like her.
Beth Dutton?
Yes.
Yeah, it's an odd, not odd. It's a hard, like.
I needed to have a scar on my face, too,
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah,
No, but you got to have that look, sort of. Like my skin's too light, and anyway. And also my boomer move.
Yes, your boomer move. What
Yeah.
your non-boomer move is remembering that you have a boomer move.
Yeah, my boomer move was that my football pick on Saturday I didn't get to watch because I couldn't figure out how to get it on the computer.
So you put out a bet every week now. It's Mother Knows Bets,
Mm-hmm.
and
And sometimes they're not on. I was at home in Oklahoma and it wasn't on the TV.
Jack says that you should film so that when the game's close, and she lost by 1 point. So this would have been
1 point. How sucky was that?
that would have been an incredible one to get a video in front of,
Yeah.
and like you couldn't even watch it because she couldn't log on her computer.
No, I could log onto my computer and it was on Fubu or Fobu or whatever the hell that is.
Yeah.
And then I was like, no one knew what that was to get the.
Maybe a new criteria to pick your games is one that is on like a mainstream streaming service that you could access.
Maybe, but my pickers,
Who are your pickers? Are you going to reveal them?
I can't.
Okay, do you have people send you your picks? Okay.
So I don't think that's a criteria for them.
Well, it's going to have to be. You're going to have to set some parameters and say, I can't watch the game. I can't
It has
finish.
to be a game I can watch, and they're like, we can watch all the games. What do you have on you?
Be like, give me your login.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
That's
sure
good.
they have a login.
That's true.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so today we have our seatmate, the girl that sits beside us here at the Barstool offices, Grace the Mick O'Malley, who I have
Wait, is it the Mick?
the Mick.
The Mick.
That's going to be her fighting name.
Yes.
Like, okay, so we've always loved O'Malley, obviously, because she's really funny. That's the thing about her. Like, everyone knows her for being really funny, but she's very nice. You did Barstool. You did Surviving Barstool with her.
Yeah, she's probably the sweetest person in the office.
Yeah, she's very, very, very sweet.
Very down to earth. I bet she's the greatest friend in the world for someone to have.
Her and Bree's friendship, I think, is so real because if you talk to them both, you're both good people and they're like genuinely happy for each other. So O'Malley she's the absolute best. I haven't heard the interview yet, so I selfishly am excited to listen.
Well, I was listening to something she did. Oh, it was when she was doing Surviving Barstool with me, and she was getting a pep talk, and I thought it was from her mom. And I was like, your mom is so sweet that she said all that to you. And she was like, when did I talk to my mom? And she goes, I said, when you were doing that on the show, when you did that little thing where you were getting pumped up about being on the
Boston.
show. And no, what?
Yeah, they did like a Boston chant.
Yeah, Boston chant. She goes, that wasn't my mom. That was Bree. And I was like, wow.
Guess who it is? Hey, man.
Hey man,
Huh?
so I hear you going through the ringer over there.
I really am.
Yeah, so I hear you might be getting voted off tonight.
I think it's a definite vote for me.
Definite vote, so you're kind of down in the dumps.
I'm pretty down in the dumps, my man.
I tried to win the challenges, didn't fucking work. I tried to create alliances, didn't fucking work, but maybe they think I'm funny enough to win.
Have you looked in a mirror lately?
What are you talking about?
Have you looked in a mirror lately and said, look at me, I'm Grace fucking O'Malley? Have you done that yet?
I don't think I have.
Why haven't you?
Should I
Are you
go?
forgetting who you are?
Should I go do that?
I think you should. Are you forgetting who you are and where you came from?
I think I might be.
I think you are. You forgetting where you came from? Boston, Massachusetts?
Boston Strong?
Boston, Massachusetts. Say it with me.
B.
O
O.
S
S.
T
T.
O
O.
N
M.
N.
Wow. I thought you were spelling it wrong. That's crazy. Boston! Boston!
Alright, it doesn't matter if Chicago Eddie's gonna vote you out, Stephen Shea. What does he even do at Barstool? Rudy, you're behind the camera, man. Jackie, fuck you. You should have won this show, and they're just mad that you're better than them.
Hey,
Alright?
my boy. You
Look
said
in
it,
the
not
mirror.
me.
Say Grace O'Malley.
Grace O'Malley.
Go look in the mirror and tell yourself who you are.
Alright. You are Grace O'Malley! That felt good. That felt... Oh, this is the men's room. This is 100% the men's room. Come on. Whoops. Whoopsie doopsie. That was good, though. That was good. I needed that.
They really are supportive.
No, they are.
Yeah.
Everyone was tweeting afterwards, and they were like, "I want a friendship like Brie and O'Malley."
Yeah.
I know, it's cute.
So
So,
she tweeted that, and everyone knew that but me.
yeah, I do think most people knew
That
that
might
was
have been my
Brie on the
boomer
phone.
move.
So that's a good boomer move, though. Okay, so let's just get right into it because it's going to be great.
Here we go. Welcome to the show, Grace. Hello, Grace.
Hello, Kimberly.
Thank you for being on. I'm excited to
I am so excited.
interview you and ask you some questions. I have a lot of things to talk to you about.
Is your full name Kimberly?
Kimberly.
Okay. Do you like being called Kimberly?
Mhm.
Sometimes I catch myself calling you Kimberly, and I
Yeah.
don't mean to.
No, I like being called Kimberly. Kimberly or Kimmy, either one.
All right.
One person called me Kimmer.
Kimmer.
Didn't mind that much, but yeah. Yeah, that was good. Okay, so will you tell everyone what you do in
All right.
case they do not know what you do?
All right. I'm Grace O'Malley, and I am a co-host on Plan Brie. Sometimes I get the pleasure of going on BFFs.
Oh, that's
always fun.
Yeah.
And we also do a tour, the Sleep When You're Dead tour, which is we go to different colleges and throw parties.
And that's awesome.
And that, yeah, I mean,
During football season.
it's been kind of just like we've been doing it for the past year. It started last year in the fall, and then we did a spring one,
Okay.
and now we're back in the fall again.
Okay, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, it doesn't really have much to do with football.
Why did I think it had
Anything.
something to do? Did it start out doing anything with football? Or
No, and we've never even made it to a game yet.
Oh, okay.
So we're going to Michigan, and we're finally getting to go to a game. So I'm excited about that.
Oh, that'll be fun. Are you
Yeah.
a sports fan?
I like the atmosphere.
The atmosphere, I'm with you.
I used to lie to myself because I wanted to impress my father. He's only girls, so I tried to pretend, but I can't really get into it.
It's kind of fun for a little bit. It's sort of like the last quarter is all that matters.
And I was a Pats fan. Then we lost Brady, so it's like.
But
it's
then
not-
you
it's not
follow
fun
Brady. But you're from Boston, so that's no fun.
Yeah, it's like yeah.
Although I will say there was a couple of really good-looking backup quarterbacks they had for a while there.
Max Jones.
Yeah.
I'd get a T-shirt.
Okay, so you grew up outside of Boston?
Yes, I was born in Southie, but I can't claim it.
What's it called?
Southie, South
Say-
Boston.
Okay.
So like The Departed, the town.
Okay.
Like
Yeah?
that area-ish, yeah. And I can't claim Southie because if you're from Southie, you're from Southie. You're
Okay.
not born there, lived there for 3 years, and moved to the suburbs Southie. So my parents are from around there, and I grew up in the suburbs.
Okay. Okay. And so when did you meet Bree?
When we were 10 in 5th grade.
And have you guys stayed close all those years?
We had one little 3-month no talking to each other in high school. But other than that,
That was it?
thick as thieves.
So did you move to New York City because of Bree?
Yeah, so it was the middle of COVID, and she had gotten the job, and they told her, like, hey, we'd really like if you were at the office and not just, like, working from your college. And she was like, oh, so I have to leave college. So she was like, hey, she called me up one day. She's like, hey, listen, I have to move to New York. I'm going to drop out of college. I know you're going to be taking a semester off because of COVID. Do you want to come with me? And I was like, absolutely. I didn't even think of it. I was like, yes, 100%. I'll go back to college. It doesn't matter. We're going to do this. Let's go. Let's do it. And I have not gone back to college.
Wait, what year were you in your college when you did that?
I was going into my senior year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it was like in August, I think she called me, and then in November we moved here.
So were your parents like, no, you need to go back, or you need to? No, they were fine.
My parents are very supportive.
They are.
I was the first one going to college. I did
Okay.
community college, and I shouldn't have even went to college. I had a 1.5 in high school, so.
Well, I have a feeling that was just because you didn't apply yourself. You were probably busy doing other things because you're a very smart girl.
You're right. I had a
Your mom would probably
4.0
say
in
the same.
college.
Oh, you did?
I did. When I
you
dropped out, I had a
applied
4.0.
yourself. Wow.
I was paying my own way, too, so I was like,
Motivated.
yeah, it's
so
important.
that does work.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, I noticed on Facebook you were very close with your family. Like you were talking about your grandmother. It seems like you're really close to the women. I don't know about the men in your family, but
It's mostly the women.
mostly women. Like they seem like they're really strong and supportive. And I sit by you and I watched you in Surviving Barstool. You're very positive and you're a very supportive friend.
Oh, well, thank you. I
So
try to be.
does that kind of come from your family? Like, is that passed down? Is that
Oh,
been
yes, of
instilled
course.
or been on your own?
That's all the way I grew up with all the, like you said, like the women in my family.
Yeah.
Are very, very supportive and very, very loving. And my mom's a saint, so
She's a saint?
she's the best. Yeah.
So
I love my
why
mom.
do you say she's a saint? I mean, just curious. Like, she's just fun,
She's
wonderful?
good. She's fun. She's wonderful. She's my best friend.
She is.
She knows everything.
Aw.
And maybe she shouldn't sometimes.
Yeah.
But she knows everything, and yeah, she just she does a lot. She does a lot. There's a lot of things that go on in my family that are abnormal, I would say. So for her to keep the family together in that way, she is a saint.
You have other kids. You have other siblings.
I have 3 younger sisters.
3 younger sisters.
Yeah.
Okay. So how old are they?
So we have. See, the last one gets tricky because
Oh.
she's been 8 for about
12 years.
4 years. I'm like, I think so. It by youngest to oldest, it's 9. I went home last weekend and I'm like, how old are you? And she's like, are you serious? I'm like, sorry. So she's 9, 15, and then 20.
And then how old are you?
23, gonna be 24 in October.
Okay. So it's not that you guys aren't really far apart.
Not that
I mean,
much.
from
but
the end to the beginning you are, but yeah.
So everyone thought so we moved middle of my freshman year in high school, and everyone thought that, Grace is moving. There's a baby now. Whose is it? I'm like, you kidding me? I'm 15.
Oh my gosh. So when you moved, were you still in the same school with Bree?
No, so I would be at school, at my other school. So I moved like 3 towns over, not that far.
Okay.
But we just like needed a bigger house. There was so many of us. And yeah, I would just sit at school and wait to go see my friends at my other town.
Oh.
I never really made friends at the other one.
Yeah.
So
That's kind of a hard year.
that's a tough middle of freshman year.
Yeah.
I came back from February break and there's a new kid.
Yeah.
And I tried to like put on a new persona when I got to that new school.
Uh-huh.
Like in a movie, like where they like, you ever see Teenage Drama Queen?
Yeah.
And she's like, she thinks she's hot shit. I tried to do that.
Uh-huh.
And they were like, they smelt that one out quick. They did not like me.
Okay, well, you did talk about, well, first of all, knowing that you have siblings, I think this is, that, like, you agree, there's no such thing as a favorite child.
That's a lie, Kimberly.
No, you agree?
No.
No.
So it's somewhere in the back of your head there is a favorite.
No, there is not.
And you only have 2, so it's eeny, meeny, miny, moe.
Maybe there's a favorite child when you have 4. I don't know.
My mother would never.
Yeah, never said.
Never.
Yeah.
And I honestly don't think she does.
I don't think she
I
does
don't think she
either.
does.
Yeah.
But some parents do.
I just am shocked.
Stephen Shea, we learned.
No, I know. That's why from Surviving Barstool, I still haven't gotten over that, by the way.
Robot.
Yeah, I'm still like,
Imagine his kids watching that one back
yeah, they're like, oh,
And-
which one was it?
and be like, oh, well, if that's the case, I was an infant at the time. If you hated me then, it's like, what the
You hated
hell?
me, you
They're all
hated me
just
since I was
spreadsheet
born.
numbers.
Yeah.
That's a nice way to grow up.
Jesus.
Okay, so you always talk about being beat up at some, like you gotten. What? You're always kidding around about that. When did that happen?
So weirdly enough, I got jumped 5 times growing
way.
up. Yes.
like
jumped?
50 Cent or something?
Like yeah, like literally like jumped, like where there was an unfair advantage every single time. So the first time it was this girl just had it out for me, and I don't know why, because 2 years prior I was the only one who showed up to her birthday party in 5th grade.
Oh, wow.
So then in 7th grade, I don't know what it was, she just decided, you're my target and you are going down. So every time I would like change for classes, she'd like try and like swing on me.
No way.
It was crazy. And then like, so then we had the same gym class, and she would wait outside. She was a larger girl. She was the kind of girl who wears pajamas to class. So she
like
had a
those
tough
Cookie
upbringing.
Monster ones?
That's the one.
I knew it.
That's the one.
Yep.
And so she would wait outside for me at the locker room, and one day she was eating a pixie stick, and she's like, "What's up, chunky monkey?" I'm like, "You're eating a pixie stick, and yet much larger than me, might I say, and you cookie monster pants." And she got me that day in gym class. She scratched me. I got hives. She was a dirty girl. I feel bad for her though.
Were you afraid of her?
It made things exciting. Like every time I changed for classes, I had teachers like guarding me. I'm like, this is kind of cute. And then like everyone would be like looking to see if she's coming for me that day. So that was the first one. That was fun. Second one, 3 girls jumped me at the park. Very unfair.
Yeah.
And my friends were so tiny, small. They didn't help. They just watched.
Oh.
And maybe they could have done something. I think maybe.
Throw some rocks.
But yeah, no, I went down. That was tough.
Like they beat you up?
They beat the shit out of me.
Really?
Yeah.
Like, is this something normal that goes on to these towns?
We came from like a little bit of like a little scrappy town, a little bit. And then like the next town I moved to was like, they were like, thought they were uppity, so I was like, oh, I don't fit in here. I'm the scrappy girl, and they come from money, but they don't.
Yeah, but no one's gonna kick my ass here.
Yeah, no, that was one thing.
Yeah.
So that was like in the summertime. So I was walking around the house so my mom wouldn't see it because I didn't want to upset her.
Yeah.
And so I would wear like a turtleneck in the summertime. And my mom's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm just like uncomfortable with my body."
Oh my gosh.
But no, in real life, I had just scratch marks.
Were you afraid of him after that?
Yeah. One
I
of
would've
them.
been.
One of them was she really went to Pound Town on me on that one.
Oh my gosh.
And then I think the other 2 just jumped in for funsies. So that was good. And then what else?
Do you think they like see you now?
Yeah.
I hope that. Like,
I hope to
always
God.
think-
I mean,
yeah.
not to sound like an arrogant asshole, but
No.
I mean,
Rightfully so.
Yeah.
I have a job. I don't know if they have jobs. And I don't know.
Yeah, that's the kind of different. Like, I mean, girls that gang up. I don't even know why guys gang up, but that's mean.
Mean.
Mean
And
to the bone.
evil.
And evil.
Oh,
All
I
of
would
the
never.
above.
Oh, and then one that I can recall it's a really good one. I was 21 Savage concert, a rapper. I was trying to get to the front, and this woman, she was like, "Who do you think you are?" And I said, "Oh, sorry, I'm just trying to get to the front." And then she's like, "Well, you're not." I'm like, "Well, yeah, you know what, I am." And I gave her some mouth, and her boyfriend took me in a chokehold, started windmilling me. I pissed my pants. I was so scared.
Oh
Oh
my
my
gosh.
goodness.
And 21 Savage said, "Yo, y'all are wilding down there. You gotta chill out." I'm like, "Well, help me." Like, help.
Wow.
Yeah, it was crazy.
A grown man.
Yeah.
And that really wasn't that offensive.
No,
she said it
I
to you
mean,
first, yeah.
I probably tell the story in a better light than I should, but I definitely had some choice words. Probably called her a bitch or something.
Oh.
But
But still, you don't wail on a girl.
yeah, you just don't.
You just don't.
You just don't.
Okay, so you was your dad around a lot?
Yeah, no. So my dad, my dad's always been around.
Mm-hmm.
He got electrocuted when I was a junior in high school.
Okay.
Because he was like, for his job, he was electrical lineman. I'm pretty sure is what it's called. And so when the lights go off in the city, he's the one who puts them on.
Mm-hmm.
So one day a tool didn't work correctly, and it was a live wire, and it said it wasn't. And like he jolted in the bucket thing that they go up in.
Yeah.
And accidentally like somehow hit the wire, and it went so the electricity went like in, because electricity has to come out from some way.
Yeah.
So it like went in through his hand and then out his stomach. So he has like this gaping hole in he had this gaping hole in his stomach, which is
Wow.
crazy. And so that Yeah, like mess with his head.
But he's probably lucky he didn't die.
Yes,
Obviously.
you know.
Yeah.
Oh my God, yeah. But
So
yeah.
was he? When did that happen? How old were you when that happened?
I go back and forth. I think I was a junior in high school.
Okay.
Yeah.
So was he strict on you when you were young?
So he was the fun parent.
Oh, he was.
He was the fun one.
Okay.
His name is Mickey. So like, I mean, Mickey sounds like a pretty cool guy.
Yeah,
huh?
it does.
So when mom would go to work,
Mm-hmm.
Mickey would say, "I could have some friends over." So that's kind of how things played out.
Okay. Did Mickey give you a punishment in middle school?
One time I couldn't go to my friend's birthday party until I ran around the block 10 times because I lived in a circle.
Uh-huh. I
And
lived in a circle.
I lived
in a
like
cul-de-sac?
no, it's called Winter Circle.
Oh, okay.
And just ran around 10 times, and then I was able to go to the birthday party. I think it's because I had bad grades.
Oh.
But that seems like cruel and unusual punishment, if you ask me.
Either that, or he wanted you to be so tired you weren't going to drink or anything at the party. I don't know.
Oh, no.
Oh,
This
you
is
were
before
little.
all that.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think I was just a chubby kid, and he was trying to do me a favor.
Oh my gosh, that's so
In the most fatherly way possible.
in the most fatherly way.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't have any sons, so he didn't really know how to discipline.
He was
in
like,
that.
I'll just run it out of her.
Yeah.
Kind of like a horse. So have you always been a comedian? Has it been fun? Like, are your parents funny like that? Where does that come from?
My dad was always like the jokester. My mom's funny too, but my mom's more of a laugher than joker.
Yeah.
She loves a good laugh, just to listen and be a part of it.
Yeah. So
but-
did you know? When did you know you wanted to do stand-up comedy? Like always?
This is actually kind of a crazy story. I vaguely remember it, but my mom has told me the story a couple times, so I remember it better. But I was either like 6 or 7, and we went on a whale watch. How New England of me. We went on a whale watch, and we were out in sea, and they made an announcement. They're like, "Everybody, it's the captain's birthday today. Isn't that nice?" And that was kind of all they were saying. And I got the whole entire cruise ship to sing happy birthday to the captain. I'm like 6 or 7 years old going, happy birthday. And so I guess
you knew
I
how
kind
to
of
do
like,
this.
yeah, I guess I always kind of had that.
Crack the beer open.
Yeah.
He was ready to roll.
Guess I always had that like
Stage?
entertainment
Yeah.
factor in me.
Okay, so when did you start working at Barstool?
So Slippery Slope. So last year, Brianna started the Sleep When You're Dead tour.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, I'll come to the first one just as a supportive friend. I want to check it out. Like, this is really cool that you're doing this.
Was that like last summer?
Yeah, like I think it started at the end of August last year.
Okay.
So it was like Penn State's first weekend back. It was crazy. It was still one of like the craziest ones we've had thus far.
Oh, really?
And people were like lining up like the Beatles down the street, like lapping around.
my
It was
gosh.
crazy. And I'm just there as a friend, and we didn't know it was gonna be that crazy.
Uh-huh.
So, like, she had a camera guy, and then Hannah, the social media manager, and they didn't have anyone to sell the merch. They thought Brianna was gonna be selling the merch. Because they thought like, oh, like a couple people will show up, like, we'll buy some merch. It was just not the case.
Oh my
So I
gosh.
got behind the merch, and I'm like, I'll just sell it. I don't care. I'm here. I'll help. And then after we left there, we're like, wait, we're gonna need another person to come to the next one, because if it's gonna be like that for all of these, like, we're gonna need an extra person. I was like, oh, I'll do it. So I paid for my flight for that one, and then when we got back from that one, Brianna asked if I could if they could pay for my flights just to come to the rest of them. Mm-hmm. And then after that, we told them that I knew how to edit. I didn't. I knew how to do iMovie, and that's about it. And so I was just lying. The two of them who hired me don't work here anymore, so I can say it. But I told them I'm like a well-known, like, I'm very good at editing. I went to school for it. I was in school for PR. I was like,
it's not a big lie.
yeah, I mean, and I taught myself so fast because
Yeah.
I did have to end up editing.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I did.
You taught yourself the Premiere Pro?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, and
And that's not that easy.
it was a learning curve. I
Yeah.
even bought Premiere Pro for Dummies.
You did?
I did.
Wow,
Like
good
the
for
physical
you.
book?
Like the physical
Did
book,
you,
and
like,
like
go to a
highlighted it
store
and stuff. Yes.
Buy that?
Yes.
That's crazy.
And so I did all that, and then after we came back from spring break this year, somebody had mentioned, I think Big Hat had mentioned to Dave when they were watching football one day, or like watching some kind of sport, like, hey, do you know Grace like isn't hired yet? And Dave was like, no, like I thought she was full time with us. Like, he's like, no, she's freelance. So I think I owe it to Big Cat on that
Yeah.
one. I think he put in a good word.
Wow. So, okay, and I didn't say this before I asked you that question, but you did your first ever stand-up show in January. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I didn't know what that at the Stand.
At the Stand, yes.
Is that like just a comedy show place?
It's like a relatively good, like it's like a well-known place in New York to do stand-up.
Uh-huh.
I couldn't believe that I got the opportunity to just start there.
Yeah.
That was my first one, and that went great. Like it went good. I'll never give myself great.
Yeah.
Because you never think you're great.
Yeah.
Like when it comes to stand up, like you could have always done something better.
But you liked it.
I loved it.
Yeah.
That is like the best natural high. Getting in front of people and making them laugh is just can't beat that.
So do you feel like you get to do that with Bree now? Like do
Yeah,
you feel like
yes.
that fulfills that same thing? Like
Yes.
would you want to go do stand-up comedy differently than you're doing now, I guess?
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to like really buckle down and like try and do it because I see what Sass is doing. He seems like he's doing phenomenal and he makes the time for himself. I just don't have the time to do it right now.
Yeah.
And that's something if I'm doing it, I want to do it. Like I don't want to half-ass it. So that's what took me so long to even get up there in the first place.
Yeah. Well, you're naturally funny and you always are like really quick-witted, so it's
Thank you.
probably really your timing's probably really, really good.
Thank you.
Okay, so I asked Bree a couple of things. Since your guy friends all think your mom is so hot, would you be mad if one of them hooked up with her?
That's a great question, Brianna. Yeah, and if they watch this, they'll know there's one in particular. I'd be pretty upset.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because my mom, like, it's kind of fun for her. She'll be like, "Oh, what's up?" Oh, I almost said his name.
He probably knows if she's the one that's like, "Hey."
Yeah. Yeah, no, that'd be tough, but
It'd be kind of like 4 Christmases.
yes, I'd hand it to her. I'd be like, you know
Yeah.
what? Good for you. It'd probably be a tough conversation with my dad, though.
Yeah, mine.
Yeah.
It could be. It could be. That's so funny. Okay, so you're going to do Rough N Rowdy.
Yes.
And what made you want to do Rough N Rowdy?
Point blank, want to make Dave happy. Want to make David Boy happy. That's really all it is.
But you have to kind of like know you're going to.
Also, yeah, it had been briefly like mentioned because we knew like the content would be really good
Yeah.
leading up. Like I could be like really funny with it, but also make Dave happy, good content, and I could use a break from partying.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you. You're going to quit drinking?
Yeah, so that's like 50% of the reason actually.
Okay.
So
what's your plan? Are you going to train with
yes.
I just went blank. Leo, yes.
Yes, Leo.
He's
and
awesome.
we also have a mutual friend, my friend Noah. So it'll all work out. Yeah. So could definitely use a month off.
Yeah.
A
Is it
month
just
or
going to be a
two.
month? I was going to say.
My plan is we leave on Thursday for the Sleep When You're Dead tour.
Okay.
We're gone for 20 days.
Oh my gosh.
When that starts, I'm gonna start eating healthy, which is gonna be hard on the road.
Really hard.
But like I've been eating like a trash bag, so this is even that alone. I'm gonna lose like 10 pounds.
Yeah.
But I can't stop drinking because that's like
Part of the
kind
shit.
of part.
Part of-
It's
yeah.
really hard to do those things sober. We've tried to do it a couple times, and it's just like
Not the same.
it's taxing.
Yeah.
It's like you can't match the energy at
Yeah.
all. So
Or probably the words.
yeah, no,
I mean,
like,
just the comments and the
it's
back
just
and forth.
everything. Yeah, you can't. It's just almost impossible. So I'm gonna eat healthy on the road, and then when we get back, I'm going cold turkey. Everything. No vape. No vape. No alcohol. Cutting it all out.
So when is the Rough and Rowdy?
December 9th.
So how many? So you'll get back. So what? You'll be 2 months training. Mm-hmm. That'll be good.
Yeah, and then I'll get right into training. I'm gonna give myself my birthday, which is near Halloween,
Okay.
and maybe Thanksgiving. I'm still thinking about that.
What?
Excuse me.
A time off to eat or drink?
Drink.
Drink. You don't care.
I could give like I don't need a mashed potatoes and
Gravy
turkey
and
legs.
some turkey.
I need a shipyard pumpkin.
I don't know about you, but when I drink, that the next day, all I want is pizza and a greasy burger. Like, do you think that's
Yeah.
going to be hard to eat healthy after you've been drinking?
Impossible.
Yeah.
That's why I have to cut it all out. It's got to be
Yeah.
all.
Yeah.
Yeah, but didn't you say you're going to try to start eating healthy on the road?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna eat healthy on the road and then cold turkey everything else
Yes,
when I
yeah.
get back. Yeah.
Well, I wish you luck on the next day after you've been drinking.
Yeah, thank you. It's gonna be tough.
We'll keep our fingers really crossed. Is there any new up and coming things with you at Barstool besides boxing?
So when we get back, I have this idea to start a show. I don't know if it's going to be a podcast, but I think it might be like a YouTube series. And it's going to be called Second Best.
Okay.
So like I am Brianna's friend. I am second best. It's just unspoken. It is what it is. So I think it would be a really cool idea to have a show where I interview like friends of celebrities or like
oh, that's awesome.
artists that are almost there but like just need that extra push.
Yeah.
Or like somebody who qualified second for the Olympics. I just think it would be like a really cool idea for a show.
That. Yeah.
So I'm excited about that.
I mean, truly, wouldn't you love to talk to every celebrities like that you love, their best friend?
Yeah.
Yes,
I mean,
that's a great idea.
Probably better than the actual celebrities most of the time. Like, think about all the stuff you know about Brie that she wouldn't say in an
you get the
interview.
juice.
Like, you get the juice from your best friend.
Yeah. And it just
I mean,
all
even
matters
just-
if it spills.
Right. But even just knowing like their personality and everything, like because that kind of tells what type of person that the celebrity is that hangs out with that person.
Exactly.
I think,
And it really is a telltale sign. If you don't have a friend for a lot of years,
that's true.
and you're someone famous, it's like, well, are you a good person? I think everybody needs at least one person. I'm biased because I have Brianna, and I'll always have Brianna, but I find it hard to believe like that famous people don't have someone from their whole life. I think that's a red flag to me if you don't.
Like
you need someone to
does
stay grounded.
J-Lo have a good friend from elementary and high school or something?
Well, if she's still Jenny from the block.
Yeah. And does Brad Pitt have someone is he from Kansas or Oklahoma or where he's from?
And does he?
I don't know.
This is something I'd like to find out.
Yes. Me too. That's going to be awesome.
Yeah, so I'm excited about that.
So have you started lining up people yet?
No, I just kind of came up with the idea recently.
Okay.
So I gotta get all that in the works. So I'm ready to go.
I love that. I
Yeah.
love that. Okay, so let's really quick. We both did Surviving Barstool. You made it longer than I did.
Yeah, I
Did you kick me off? No, I'm
I
kidding.
did. I mean, it was unanimous. I have to fess up. I was a very bad person. I lied straight to your face.
I know you did. Everybody
really
did, though. So it was
did.
kind of part of the thing. I really
felt
think
so
we
bad.
needed training in that mentality if it's just not your mentality.
I know.
Because that was hard.
Well, I lost my mental.
You did lose your mental, but you didn't really, because when you were singing, I was like, that's perfect. Because like instead of lying, you just sang, and so it was like, because it's hard to lie.
Yeah.
It's really hard
It
to
is-
lie.
And I thought I was a good liar. I'm looking back. I'm like, those are the obvious signs that you learn in psychology class when somebody is lying to your face, like looking at the floor, sweating, like rambling on and on.
Yeah.
And I was like, Grace, what the heck was up with that? And she was doing her Boston accent, which means she's lying.
No, wait. When you wish upon a star.
Okay, you guys are going. No. I'm sorry.
Makes no difference.
What did you do?
Who you are.
Then she sang a song, which was so weird. So she's not capable of lying. So I know she's lying.
Everything you dream.
Are you just singing because you're nervous right now?
No.
Grace, what is going on? If you're voting for me, let me know so I can try to make a plan.
She's telling you too much information. Her eyes are diverting.
Yes. How did you feel about the whole thing?
The same way. Like I was just kind of like, I don't know. I was kind of like, everyone's bullshitting me. I'm not going to believe anything anybody says. But I think all the advice I got for it was not right. Like I think it was different. Like everyone's like, don't do this and don't do that. And then I was like 3 days behind the game. I felt like by the time I figured it out.
I know it wasn't fair because at one point we were all just running, like we were all just walking around and we all ran into each other. And that was the day you got eliminated. And we just so happened to all run into each other and we're like, oh, well, guess who's missing? guess she's got to go.
Yeah.
She wasn't here for this big meetup we're having. Not fair.
I don't think I made a lot of meetups though, because I was kind of like, well, I don't see Eddie anywhere, so I guess I can go sit down. Or I don't see so and so, and anyway. But it was very interesting. I thought it was fun.
I thought it was fun. And
Yeah.
I'd like to would you do something else? Like another reality show?
I would, but I don't think I could do the one that Jordan did. What's that one?
Oh,
Most dangerous.
Most dangerous.
Yeah, I think, I mean, after I watched them do it, but the snake thing and some of those are a little too hard for me.
Cockroaches in your mouth?
Yeah, no, uh-uh.
That is like one of my biggest fears, cockroaches.
I found a cockroach in my apartment, and I
did too.
In New York City, they're big.
Really big.
And so the guy came and the apartment called the pesticide guy, and he came and I was throwing everything out of the kitchen because I was like,
Yeah.
oh my God. And he goes, these are not like cockroaches in Oklahoma. They don't come because you have a dirty house.
Yeah, no, they don't. They're just there.
They come from the freaking sewer, like the base,
They come
whatever.
up
They
the
come up the pipes.
pipes.
And I was like, oh my gosh. So I told Joe, I'm going to have to move out of this apartment. And then somebody said, it doesn't matter where you live. They're
I
there.
know.
Yeah.
But it sucks because I already went 2 years without seeing one, and now I just saw one, and I'm like, oh.
That was the first one I'd seen since I'd lived there. So
That's
like,
a year, right?
Well, I mean, 9 months. But I was like, that. I thought Joe and my husband was like, you must have brought it in a box or something.
No, they just come, and
Yeah.
oh, they're gross.
And they're strong. I put a cup. I took him. I put a piece of paper. I took the cup. I put it on the stairs, and I left him there. And I texted the super the next morning and said I left the cockroach under the cup. And he texted me later, and he goes, "There's no cockroach under the cup." And I was like, "Oh my god!" It like lifted that damn cup up. That's how big he was.
And then
a
you
big,
can't
heavy
sleep.
glass.
You're like, oh, where is it? And when there's one, there's a million.
Yeah.
And that's the worst part. Here's the question we've been asking lately: would you rather cockroaches or rats
Cockroaches or rats?
in your apartment?
Cockroach.
Probably a cockroach.
See that? Everyone keeps saying that. That's crazy to me.
I don't know. Well, how many cockroaches to rat? Like,
Yeah,
is there a
I mean-
ratio?
Cockroaches, when there's one, there's a million.
Well, I see. I don't know that. Maybe not. Maybe not sewer cockroaches.
Maybe not.
Like cockroaches that come in your cabinet when they're dirty is a different thing than a sewer cockroach.
I hope to God.
Well, when I
because-
told my neighbor that, she goes, "Oh, well, I'm glad you haven't found a mouse yet." And I was like, "What?"
Oh no.
She goes, "I hear them sometimes." I'm like, "Mm-mm."
And it's gonna be everywhere too.
Yeah. I just hope they're little. I said, "Are they like big?" And she was like, "No, no."
Do you like New York?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like it. Mhm.
So how did you feel when you first moved here?
I liked it. Everything's just hard. Like
Yeah.
moving anywhere is really hard.
Oh, the
like,
moving part is like you actually want to stay in that infested apartment forever because
Right.
the moving is so hard.
I know. I told my husband, I go, "I think I might move," and he was like, "No way in hell."
I couldn't find a place. I was sleeping on Brianna's couch for a month and a half.
Okay, but did you tell me you're living with your sister, or were you? Was
I
your
wish.
Okay, who?
I just a girl I met at the bar we go to all the time. That
Okay.
sounds like I like hooked up with
Girl
her.
I picked up at the bar.
No, she's like a bartender at the bar we go to all the time,
okay.
and she's like my age. She just graduated FIT, so
Oh wow.
yeah. And we're just like it's a good dynamic. I'm never there, and
Yeah. You're a great roommate.
She really wins in that case.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's good.
That's
So do
kind
you-
of crazy. I would have never guessed that you didn't live with Bree. Like,
I know. Well, so not in our tax bracket.
it's fair.
We've talked about it a bunch of times, and she'd show me a place, and I'd be like, "Well, listen, buddy, that's crazy."
Instead, free drinks. Let's go.
yeah, no, free drinks, penthouse. I don't know.
Well, Grace, thank you so much for being on
Thanks
here
for
today.
having me. I'm so happy I did this.
I enjoyed it.
Thanks for asking.
Good job, Mom. That was a great interview.
She's pretty easy to interview.
She's easy to be around, easy
Yeah.
to interview.
Very easy to talk to. Just fun to be around.
I'm so excited for her at Rough N Rowdy.
I know.
I can literally not stand it. She asked me the other day, she's like, she came into my office, not really, it's just a room here where I'm sitting and eating lunch, and she was like, "Would you spar again?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I would."
no.
I know it, and I'm like, I said, "Yeah, of course." And then I thought about it, and I'm like, I can't even hit somebody that I say hi to. So like I'm and
Until she knocks the shit out of you.
she will knock me because she's like, I've been in like a street fight, obviously. I'm like, great, so you'll have no problem. So I just signed up to get my butt kicked again, which is nothing.
So you're gonna do it?
Yeah, of course I'll do it. I'll do anything to support her. Like I really want to. I'm really excited she's doing it.
Does she know who she's boxing yet?
Yes,
Oh, she does.
but
Okay.
I don't want to like.
Well, she needs to announce it if she.
Yeah,
does it.
yeah, it'll be her thing. It'll be
Okay.
her deal.
I can't wait to hear though.
Let's talk about Cozy Earth, which I believe are some sheets that you received and now have bought. Like you're obsessed with it. So I'm gonna let you go.
I'm just gonna say I went to Dallas a couple of weeks ago, and my friend was like, "You're gonna love my sheets. This is like on Oprah's favorite things," and oh my gosh, they were amazing. And then when I found out they were going to be advertising here, so they sent me a set of the sheets. But before that, I went ahead and just bought the sweats because they were also on Oprah's #1 list.
Wow.
And they're like, you know how I wear them I come home and I put them on every day. Like they are so soft, and they're like not too hot, not too cold. So they're kind
Just right.
They're just right, kind of like whatever
Goldilocks.
Goldilocks and the bears. But it's because it's kind of like temperature control. Like, you're not going to get really sweaty in it, and you're not going to be cold. You're
It's
just
incredible.
right. And that's the way the sheets are, too. And the sheets are so soft, you just want to rub them.
They are made from premium viscose from bamboo, which means they're super soft, like you're saying, lightweight and temperature regulating.
Yeah.
So you'll sleep more comfortably year round. Never have to have hot flashes again. Wow, what a good personal endorsement, Mom.
Yes. No, they are incredible.
This is incredible, but our listeners can save 35%.
Wow.
I know, that's a heck of a deal on Cozy Earth by going to cozyearth.com/mother and be sure to enter code MOTHER at checkout to save 35%. That's incredible.
That is awesome.
All
and you
backed-
should take advantage of that.
I will. All backed by a 100-night sleep guarantee.
Okay, so let me say this too. Their duvet, the filler, like the duvet,
Mm-hmm.
she had that on the bed too. And it's not as thick as like the ones that you buy and you go, oh, I want a really fluffy one, or it's going to be really hot. But it's almost like a little bit of a weighted, but it's also the perfect temperature. Like, I wasn't cold, I wasn't hot. It was just right.
It's unbelievable.
And then she had the duvet cover on top of it, which again was like the sheets. It was super soft. Like, we slept incredible.
That's nice.
Yeah.
I want to try this. That's cozyearth.com/mother for 35% off. Enjoy.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Well,
That was
Mother,
awesome.
Until next time.
Yes.
Love you.
Love you.
Oh, I guess they probably don't want to hear her say that.
No, see you next week.
See you next week.